Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another YouTube video. Today, we are going to be diving into comparing TripleWhale versus Northbeam.io. Both are very good ad tracking and email tracking softwares that help you heighten basically the way that you're able to track your metrics and your performance in your advertising. And we're going to be diving into basically all the features and the benefits and comparing each one to each other. Now, before we dive into the video, I want to ask you guys to drop a comment down below to let me know if you are an e-commerce brand owner or if you're an agency owner. I know that recently we've been having a lot of people comment on our YouTube shorts and also our YouTube videos and just talking about, what kind of businesses they're building. So it's always very nice to see who is a part of this community. Now, without further ado, let's hop right into my computer and start comparing TripleWhale compared to Northbeam.io. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we are in my computer now, and we're going to be walking through TripleWhale first, and we will be comparing obviously to Northbeam, but we will also be jumping into TripleWhale's backend just because I do have a full-blown account. We can walk through some of those features and benefits a little bit more in depth. But first things first, let's just walk through the face value of TripleWhale. So what obviously is TripleWhale? I mean, for what we use TripleWhale as an agency, for a software standpoint, we love TripleWhale just because it brings in ad accuracy and also email accuracy back into our advertising. I mean, obviously with iOS 14, it's been very difficult to rely basically on dashboard data that, Facebook shows, Google shows, TikTok, Snapchat, all these different things, right? So you can imagine that if you are running your ads and you're seeing your dashboard, on Facebook telling you that, this ad set or this campaign got you this purchase, and it's just not true. When you go to scale that campaign, you're scaling something that might not actually be getting you sales or might not actually be getting you conversions. So that's why we use TripleWhale. We want to be able to accurately know how our campaigns are performing. And so just going through their homepage, you can see that obviously we are preparing for a cookieless future. They are removing cookies in the near future. I know that a lot of the app platforms have talked about it here at Meta and also at Google. So they really are bringing things back into play where it's like you don't need to rely on cookies. You can be able to still gather all that valuable customer data without getting so much, crossing those lines of privacy, which a lot of these social media platforms are kind of getting, under wraps for. And so, again, going through a few things. Obviously very easy to get onboarded. I can definitely test to this. It took us probably less than 38 minutes to get started. Very, very smooth process. Basically, all you need to do is connect, the TripleWhale pixel to your Shopify store. You need to obviously add your Shopify store to TripleWhale. It's all a very simple process. And they even have an onboarding customer service rep whenever you are getting onboarded. And whenever we've onboarded a new client into the agency, they have been there every step of the way, which is incredible. Now, a few cool things is obviously a lot of people are talking about them on Twitter. I mean, some of you may actually be watching this video coming from Twitter. I know that when I first heard of TripleWhale, it was from Twitter. And then when I started getting more deeply into like my agency community, I started noticing that a lot of other people were using TripleWhale. So definitely encouraged me to, check it out more, check out the software a little bit further. But one thing that is also on the front page of their homepage is obviously the discussion of their customer journey. So the cool thing about TripleWhale is you can actually see how people are viewing and how people are getting to the point where they actually purchase your product. So let's say someone actually comes from a Facebook ad, they land on your landing page, and then they add to cart and then they leave. So they don't purchase. But then they see you in a Google ad or a shopping campaign. They click your ad again, and then that's when they actually purchase. TripleWhale will track all of that, and it'll show you somebody saw you from Facebook, but they didn't end up purchasing. They got to this point, they left, and then they came through Google, and then that's where they actually ended up purchasing. This is really cool because it will basically give you like a second layer of understanding of how your marketing journey is actually performing and how your operations are performing. And this is something that we've really started diving more deeply into, especially as my agencies become more omnipresent focused. We're not just a Facebook ads agency or just a Google ads agency. We really bring in all the platforms together, and it just creates this ability for us to retarget people on multiple platforms and create that omnipresence. So the customer journey aspect of this is incredible. And it's definitely been a huge asset to our agency just to be able to figure all that information out. Again, dives more into, solving attribution problems, obviously gaining customer clarity. Yeah, like I said, it's an amazing platform. Triple Whale is awesome. They also have very cool concepts that we will get into when I actually show you guys into the back end of Triple Whale, but they just came out with basically something called the Creative Cockpit, which will basically give you more features and benefits and more, greater ability to be able to just break down those ad creatives that you're testing across, Facebook, across TikTok, YouTube, whatever it is. It'll show you exactly what creatives are performing, and it'll break it down in such an amazing way. They also just released a new feature as well too, which will basically allow you to follow your affiliates and your influencers and to see the actual return on ad spend based on what those affiliates are doing in terms of sending traffic to your website. So although Triple Whale is typically known for being a paid ads and email marketing tracking software, because obviously you can use Klaviyo and everything as well too. You can track your Klaviyo email campaigns, but mainly they're known for their paid ads. The cool thing is Triple Whale is adding all these features in so that not only can you see your paid ads and your email marketing, but you'll also be able to see your influencer marketing performance as well too, which is honestly incredible. I've personally never seen any other software do that. And Triple Whale is really the only one that I know of currently doing that right now, where they're just adding extra layers, which is honestly incredible. Now, diving into Northbeam. So Northbeam.io is another, I guess you could say, industry leader in the sense where a lot of people go to them for, ad tracking as well too. Now, Northbeam, like Triple Whale, is an ad tracking software. So they do bring the, component of accuracy with your paid ads back into play. However, that's really all that they do. So when you do go through their homepage, it's very simple because they really specialize within the ad tracking software. Now, if we go into their features, it'll basically just be talking all about paid ads. So, you can read and react to obviously, those important, metrics and the performance of all your ad campaigns. Northbeam will also track, not only Facebook ads, but your Instagram ads, your YouTube ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, the whole shebang really, which is great. So that's really good. Obviously they'll attribute every conversion. So, similar to Triple Whale, they'll make sure that, if your dashboards inside of Facebook or Google are not performing accurately, it will attribute everything correctly inside their dashboard. You can share information, so you can basically be able to create spreadsheets and create reports, send them to clients, use it to, bring to your marketing team if you run a D2C brand. And that's awesome. I know that a lot of our clients, we send them reports on a weekly basis, which is great. We personally use Triple Whale to do that. We send all the weekly reports directly from Triple Whale and we automate it inside of Slack, which is great. So our team doesn't even really need to create anything, manually on a weekly basis. We just set it up once we onboard a new client, and it repetitively sends, which is super helpful, saves us a bunch of time. Stay informed. Obviously, they have the ability to see things through the app. Triple Whale also has the app, which is great too. So again, on face value, similar in a sense of what they do on a paid ads tracking level, right? Like I said, Triple Whale is known for their paid ads tracking, but they have email tracking. They also have their influencer tracking and then the Creative Cockpit as well too. And I will say that both Northbeam and Triple Whale are both specialized for Shopify D2C e-commerce brands. So if you use another platform, I don't believe you'll be able to use any of these platforms. However, I know that Triple Whale is coming out with features to be able to bring on more website hosting platforms and things like that, which is awesome. But like I said, as you can see, Northbeam, it's very simple. It's very specialized within paid ads tracking. Okay. Now, just diving back into Triple Whale and the reason why, we personally chose Triple Whale over, Northbeam, over a few other, ad tracking softwares that there was, mainly because they have the Triple Whale Pixel. So something that you can do with Triple Whale is you can actually install their Triple Whale Pixel into your Shopify store, which is just going to give you that extra layer of basically performance to attribute all of that data that's coming through your Shopify store. And it's really, really useful because, I know a lot of people that maybe aren't using an ad tracking software, they're maybe relying on Google Analytics and UTM parameters there. They're going into their Shopify store, they're breaking things down by a filter and by their UTMs there, and then they're trying to identify, what campaigns, what ad sets, what creatives are actually creating results. And so it's a very manual process. But the good thing about Triple Whale is it allows you to install that pixel, and then it brings all the data from your dashboards, from your Shopify, right back into the Triple Whale dashboard and software, which is amazing. Again, it just saves you tons of time. And then when you actually go into the pricing, you start to realize how inexpensive it is when you compare it to the potential for ROI. I always tell our clients, if you're using something like Triple Whale where you're paying, a few $100s a month for the pixel, maybe an extra $100 for the creative cockpit, things like that, you may consider it $300 a month. However, the cool thing about, Triple Whale is like, if you know what ads and what campaigns are actually converting, you're going to save that money in the long run. Because imagine trying to scale a campaign where you're spending $50, $100, $200, $500, $1,000 a day, and you're trying to scale that campaign even further. I mean, if you're scaling something that you don't actually know is giving you good results, I mean, you're just burning through money anyways. So why not pay the extra few $100s a month to actually get accurate data that allows you to scale, right? Again, it's just worth the expense, which is just amazing. And so as you can see here, depending on, what level of business, what level of D2C e-commerce brand you are, the prices will change. So if you're 1 to 5 million, you can see that, $300 a month. If you're 5 to 10 million, $500 a month, things like that. So as you can see, as you start going up, the prices start to increase a little bit more as well too, just because obviously there's an abundant more data, coming in. So, I mean, yeah, it just only makes sense. Now, I want to be able to actually give you guys a walkthrough of Triple Whale. And so we're going to be walking through one of my clients' accounts. We're going to block out some important information, everything, but I just want to show you guys a little bit about, what you get and what you see when you're inside of your Triple Whale account. So if you go into your summary dashboard, you can see here that, you can break things down. You can add different metrics here that you want to personally be seeing. So me, because I am, the CEO of our agency, I don't need to be seeing certain metrics. I just really care about like the straight up like performance, like what is our profit? What is our ROAS? What are those sort of metrics? So as you can see here, you can basically add different metrics into the stats bar. And a cool thing that Triple Whale just came out with is benchmarks. So depending on what industry that you serve as an e-commerce brand, you can actually select what kind of industry you're in, and then it'll actually show you what those industry benchmarks are for the given timeline. So as you can see here, we're gonna be looking at like this month from September 1st to September 9th. So as you can see here, Facebook's CPM benchmarks right now are 9.45, right? $9.45, sorry. And then obviously our click-through rate, 1.52, ROAS, pure ROAS, 5.86. So as you can see, these are benchmarks, right? And then if you actually go and you change, so if I go to last month, so we can have a full month, it'll change basically a lot of these benchmarks. And so the benchmarks is just really, really good because obviously you can show your clients, whether you're an agency owner or if you're an e-commerce, D2C brand, you could be able to just identify and compare yourself to what the industry standards are. And again, there's so many different categories. Like you can see directly into your Shopify store, you can allocate more paid performance metrics into this section. I mean, there's just so many cool things that you can do. Now, like I said, on the left-hand side is where, all the really big magic happens, right? You have your, your influencer hub where, this client doesn't have access to it. They don't really do influencer marketing, but just to show you, you get access to basically be able to track affiliate codes, track and manage custom expenses, three-way deduplication, calculate ROAS. It's just amazing. It's super, super awesome. How easy would it be if you rely on affiliate marketing or influencers that you can just shoot them over a UTM parameter code and then it's automatically tracking? That's just incredible. So diving back into the summary board, like I said, all the magic happens here on the side columns here. So if we were to actually go into the pixel section, this is where we can actually start to track specific platforms for the ad metrics being performed. Okay. So as you can see here, it'll show you campaigns, it'll show your spend, your Facebook ROAS, all these things. When you see the little Facebook logo, it'll tell you basically what Facebook is telling you is the ROAS, is the spend, things like that. You can rely on the spend, that is accurate. But when it comes to purchases, tracking orders, conversion values, ROAS, things like that, I just don't trust those dashboards anymore. I only trust the Triple Whale dashboard. So looking at it, this retargeting campaign, for example, we're tracking basically from, September 1st to September 9th. As you can see here, this retargeting campaign is tracking at a 4.17 ROAS on Facebook. So Facebook is basically telling us that we have spent $82 and we are achieving a 4.73 ROAS with that. Still a very good number, which is awesome. However, Triple Whale's tracking has shown that we are doing a 6.67 ROAS. So it's a much better ROAS on Triple Whale than it is on Facebook. And it's just giving us that, second layer of support saying like, listen, like your campaign's actually doing much better than you think. even though on Facebook that's still a good ROAS, this would just let us know that we are doing much better. And a better example of this is, this campaign, for instance. It's showing that we are doing a 1.91 ROAS compared to on Triple Whale, we're actually doing a 2.11 ROAS. So you can see here, like, this is a big deal because we need to identify what campaigns that we need to scale. And if that client's product that we're testing or we're scaling, if their break-even ROAS is a 1.95 or a 2, because we're not hitting that break-even level, we're not going to want to scale that campaign. So as you can see here, the 2.11, it puts us into the profit. That's something that we can scale, right? And same thing goes for, a campaign like this as well too. Facebook's not even showing that we've even gotten a purchase on this campaign. So as you can see here, the ROAS is actually a 7.71, meaning we've only gotten one order. Facebook hasn't even noticed it. And so you can start to see, like, if you don't know what is actually attributing to your purchases, it's very, very hard to scale. And we can do this for multiple things. I mean, we can do this for Facebook. We can do this for Google. We can do this for TikTok, Snapchat, Pinterest. It's a really cool platform in the sense where it'll basically allow you to track all the major ad platforms, which is amazing. And it'll even allow you to get into like the email, the organic, the customer journeys. I mean, this is hands down one of my favorite parts about this platform is actually identifying the customer journeys of the customers coming through your store, just to make sure that people are, they're seeing you on Facebook, they're seeing you on Google, they're maybe seeing you on TikTok, and then where are they purchasing from? It'll help you really create a more structured and, focused marketing strategy, if you want to say, because if you're just focusing on Facebook, it's going to be very, very hard to scale. If you're just focusing on Google, again, going to be very hard to scale. But if you have multiple ad platforms and you're maybe just launching cold traffic campaigns on Facebook and then you're retargeting on Google or you're retargeting on TikTok, it'll help you a lot more. So we really appreciate the customer journey section. I know that my media buyers absolutely love it. So that is inside the Triple Whale dashboard and just a little bit of a walkthrough. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I also do have a full review of Triple Whale's dashboard, and it's much more in depth. I actually go into basically the customer journey more in depth, the paid ads section where it showed the pixel level and it shows you basically your Facebook ads, your Google ads, Snapchat ads, everything. I dive deeper into that, and I dive through some of the features and benefits that my agency personally uses. So I highly recommend you going and watching that video. I will link it above in this video so that you can click on it, go watch that video as well too. But just as a comparison from Triple Whale to Northbeam, as you can see, I mean, both are good softwares. However, the reason why my agency personally chooses to use Triple Whale is because they just have so many layers of support. It's not just the fact that they are, helping you with your performance marketing on your paid ads, but it's also your emails, it's also your creatives, it's your influencer marketing. It's all of these things that come into play when you're really trying to identify the performance and the progression of your marketing and advertising. So to conclude that video, I highly recommend checking out Triple Whale personally because my agency uses it. It's the one that I can recommend hands down because we personally use it. We've been using it for over a year now, which has been incredible. Their team at Triple Whale has been there every single step of the way. The support is incredible. And if you have any questions, you can always jump into their website and just be able to talk to a customer support rep. They will give you all the answers to all your questions, and they are just truly remarkable at what they do. So again, like I said, I highly recommend checking out Triple Whale. Ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this short video just walking through the comparison of Triple Whale to Northbeam.io. And let me know in the comments below, did you enjoy this video? Do you want me to do another review more in depth of Triple Whale? Or, what other future content would you guys like me to come out with? So drop that comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.